Will you, next New Year's Eve, be drinking with Andy Cohen? The big decision was made by Chris Licht, who is no longer at CNN, that you and Andy could not take a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Andy swears watching Anderson Cooper take shots is the reason people might tune in, because it's funny to see straight-laced Anderson Cooper take shots.
I also don't drink, so yes, it's.
Yeah, but they want you to take shots. Andy thinks he's a programming genius, and this is the secret to success.
This was a mistake.
What will happen this New Year's Eve? Will you be on?
I don't know.
Will you be on with Andy?
Andy and I will be doing New Year's Eve together. Yes.
And you don't know if you'll be drinking?
I have not had any of those discussions. Yeah, nobody's said anything to me.
Did you think this was a mistake that you could not drink on TV?
Look, I think the whole thing was poorly handled. Like, if somebody had just come to me and said, "Look, I don't think it's a good idea to do this," that would have been fine with me. I've been like, "Fine, okay, not a big deal."
Right.
But it became sort of a public thing. It was said publicly. And then it went back and forth. I just thought, like, it became a thing that it didn't need to become. But look, I thought we had a show which was just as good. And we came up with ways to get around it. And it became a thing on the show. We had Kevin Hart on the show, and he went off on CNN for making his decision, but it was a great segment. I mean, it was a hilarious segment with Kevin Hart. He's a genius. So, look, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
To go on with Andy, who's, Andy's an entertainer and goofy. Mm-hmm. I would have thought the first year you would have been like, oh, fuck, what am I doing? I'm on 60 Minutes. I can't be fucking around with Andy Cohen.
I don't think that way. You know what? I believe you should just be yourself. I believe that a journalist has to be honest in all things. And so part of that is being honest in who you are. And look, Walter Cronkite loved to go sailing. Maybe if Walter Cronkite was on television today, he would also have a sailing show on the Discovery Channel. Who knows? Like, I think audiences are so smart today and are so aware and know everything about people. It's not like in the days where you didn't know anything about Walter Cronkite's life, who he was married to, anything about him. And so I think people know you can be interested in world events and care about world events and go to war zones. And you can also like to go to the movies and see whatever movies you like to watch or whatever you like to stream or whatever your other interests are. And so I'm confident enough in myself that I can make fun of myself and point out I have a ridiculous laugh that sounds like a chicken being strangled. And, that's it. I'm not going to pretend to be otherwise.